Hi there. Well, we made it through the first week of remote learning. I'm going to guess that none of us, including the professors, felt like we were working at our best, but we did it. So, congratulations. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's checked in. I appreciate hearing from you and learning a little bit about what kind of circumstances you're in, what kinds of hurdles you're facing, how you're holding up, that sort of thing, because it really does matter at this point. We are in strange times, and I do want to know how you're doing. Um, Also, congratulations to everyone who managed to turn in the meal ethnography assignment last week. Like I said, at this point, we're just going to do our best with what we've got. And that's how we're going to get through the rest of this semester. I'm behind on grading as a result of all of this turmoil, so I'll try and turn that around this week and get some feedback to you as soon as I can. I'll also get your next assignment prompt to you this week. And again, it's going to be constructed with our current situation in mind, meaning that I'll do what I can to make it doable under our limited circumstances, okay? Oh, by the way, welcome back to the guest room, which has now become Laundry Central. Today's set of lecture notes address the ways in which our national food landscape is shaped by race and racial inequality. And in fact, we're going to be addressing that all week this week. Indeed, America itself and American agriculture in particular is foundationally racist. That's because it's based on stolen lands. So most of our agricultural lands were once indigenous lands, and those are now stolen. And it's also based on the labor of enslaved people. For 300 plus years, agricultural workers in the United States, well, in the American colonies and then in the United States, were enslaved Africans. And yes, that was hundreds of years ago, but our food system still prospers due to the work of the marginalized and the disempowered. And that includes people of color, new immigrants, other low-wage workers. Industrial food prospers on the backs of lower status people in our society. It also serves lower status people, in particular people of color and poor people, unequally. And this is due to phenomena like food deserts, where there are neighborhoods with no affordable, nutritious food available, like no supermarkets. And also the proliferation of cheap, unhealthy calories in a lot of lower income and racially segregated neighborhoods. So that's what some of our reading and the lecture notes are about this today and the rest of this week. I also asked you to watch a TED Talk that addresses some of the solutions to these problems of food-related inequality. And that is Davida Davidson's TED Talk, in which I now can't remember if she actually uses the term food sovereignty, but what she's talking about is the rise of a food sovereignty movement in Detroit. The food sovereignty movement seeks more localized control of food production and distribution. And we also had an example of this in our classroom when Dan Kenny from DeKalb County Community Gardens came. I'm not sure he used the term food sovereignty either, but that's what both Davidson and Kenny are talking about. If people can grow and or otherwise source their own foods locally, the distribution of those foods is likely to be both healthier and more just than if we leave production and distribution of foods to the corporate interests of big ag and industrial food systems. So that's the gist of today's lecture notes. I've been thinking about the synchronous versus asynchronous aspect of our emergency remote learning this week, and I've decided a couple of things. First, I'm going to be keeping our course material asynchronous. I'll continue to post lecture notes, these short videos, and the video transcripts at our regular course time so that you can access them anytime that works for you. That's the asynchronous part. I mean, I think that's only fair given that many of us find ourselves with different schedules and additional responsibilities while we're under the stay-at-home order. But I also think we could at least use the opportunity for some synchronous connection as well. So I'm gonna set up an open video chat office hour at some point during the week so that people who feel like they might benefit from a little face-to-face interaction with me and with fellow students can get some. I'll be testing out the technology this week, and I'll let you know when I get it set up. Okay. So till Wednesday, hang in there, Huskies. I know you can do it. Take care.